two Instagrams, and then three text things going right now. I'm like,
so three? I have zero. Fred, how many do you have?
I mean, what?
How many things you got going? Like four things?
You guys are normal. You guys are married men and at your homes, dude.
I know, but Fred has like, Jimmy, you have three things going. Fred's got like four things going. Or I've got zero things going. Fred's got four things going. So that's like 304 things going.
From the belly of the Beast Coast, Glastonbury, Connecticut, this is the Cultra Trail Running Podcast. We talk about all the fun shit that happens on the trails that most normal people don't care about. The language we use is f***ing explicit and raw like the trails we run on. So don't listen with your kids! No kids. Cultra is brought to you by our Patreons and supporters, and we are 112% listener supported, and support is good.
All right. Well, welcome everybody to the Cultra Trail Running Podcast. 304 episodes. Actually, we're more than that because we can't count. And sometimes we had episodes that were the same number twice. Sometimes we skipped episodes, and we started out with episode 0. So wherever you are in your journey, we welcome you. So whether you're at 0 or 350 fucking episodes. Jimmy, I can't hear you there.
I know. I'm sorry. I had to mute.
How you doing, Jimmy Mac?
Was episode 5 the Super Bowl 5K? The classic.
It was.
With, Mike Keenan and Todd Brown or who else was there?
I think that was. Yeah. That was because we weren't sure how we were. Great
episode, man. How have I never met Mike Keenan, dude?
You gotta meet him. I just ran with him. Probably a month ago now. So,
dude, did he like do the Manchester road race every year? Or I know Todd does.
No. Mike was more. Yeah. Mike did Boston a whole bunch of times.
Oh, cool. Okay.
I forget. Not as actually. You mentioned Todd. Todd's done more. Like, Todd's done Boston like 26 times, I think.
Damn.
And a whole bunch of things. Mike's done it probably. I don't know. I'm going to guess 13. But Mike had the CT Elder Law blog.
That was another day in Studville.
Yes, and just another day in Studville. So that was our little running club, and Mike put on a bunch of races and everything like that. So I would run with Mike once or twice a week, early in the morning with my BFF, my best forest friend, Rick O'Toole. And
Rick O'Toole just gave me a shout out last week because I was running down in Wildwood, and he's like, "Hey, dude, I love Wildwood. That's where I started like running again. My passion for running was rekindled again." I'm like, "Wildwood, New Jersey, bro."
There you go.
All the way down.
Jay Sattler and Suresh.
No.
So
yeah, they got okay. That was your crew.
Yeah. Yep. And Mike in the CT Elder blog, he was training. He was training for Boston, and he would blog. Okay, so he would write this fucking thing every day. He would write like a paragraph or two, and he wrote the best commentary about what was going on. And every day he would write something philosophical about his running. And he was training for Boston, and it was the same year that Lance Armstrong was going to run. And so Mike shit talked Lance Armstrong for fucking must have been like 90 days in a row. And he goes like, "Yep, this many miles this week, this long, this pace, and only 23 days until I get to kick that motherfucker's ass."
Oh my God.
Lance Armstrong's ass. So
Mike Keenan has sadly not blogged since March 17th, 2017.
Yes. It's been a while. So, but then Mike ended up running Boston with Lance side by side, and Mike was wearing a Yankees hat. And if you can imagine wearing a fucking Yankees hat to the Boston Marathon, like the comments that he got, and it got to the point where reportedly Lance finally turned to him and said, like, you're a popular fucking guy, or something like that. So Lance was given that, and Mike had a good race. Mike was not doping though, like some other people. Right. So Lance actually beat him by just a little bit, but Mike, I think, ran like a 250 something, or, I forget exactly what his time was, but that year, but he did pretty well. So, but, So that's the Mike and Lance Armstrong story, but his blogs are priceless. So I might download some and post some up too. So
Sweet.
Well, listen, we have a lot of fun things to talk about tonight. We have something special. So let me ask you something, Jimmy. Have you ever been on a run, and did you ever get like what troubles do you run into when you go for a run, like mentally?
Mental troubles?
Yes. So like weird thinking, right? Or circular thinking?
I always kind of try to justify why I want to shorten my run,
Yeah.
like by a mile or two or whatever. I'm like, I don't need to do 7. I'm just gonna do 5. Like,
Okay.
but that kind of is good, I think, because I used to do big miles or bigger miles, whatever. Now, like,
Yeah.
20, 25 seems like my jam, whatever. Or I think I ended up doing 40. I did 40 a couple of weeks ago, whatever, and that felt good.
Good.
And I'm doing. I signed up for Macedonia on Sunday.
You
25K.
did.
Yes, not the 50K. I don't think I could do an 8-hour Sufferfest right now.
That's a tough course, right?
In like 2 weeks, I'm to be able to do like an 7-hour Sufferfest. But
that has a rope
I need,
section, right?
yeah, you go up Cobble Mountain twice. I was looking at that. I was texting with Mark Kelly about it because Mark's doing the 50K, and and I was texting with Brian about it too, whatever. But yeah, I think you go up. I think the 50K. What do they do? 4 loops or something? Or we do 2. It's a 12K loop, so we do it twice. It's 12K, 25K, and a 50K, right? I think, yeah. And so the 50K does it 4 times or something like that. Like, that's crazy, right? That's rad, though. That's why there's 7,000 feet of vert. Like, that's got the most vert in any. It's got more than Trap Rock and more than Blue to Blue. So
wow,
but for the beta I've got is it's not very technical. And it's just like those
parts of it
sustained. Yeah, but like compared to Blue to Blue, how would you say?
I it's been a long time since I ran it, so I never ran the race itself, the race proper. But
every race in the Northeast is terrible. Let's just fucking say that.
Yeah,
like every race in the Northeast. If it's a trail race, it's terrible.
Yeah.
And like some of the roads in New Haven are not great. I don't know how that worked out for people on Monday.
Hey, Fred, have you ever run there or?
No.
Okay.
I have been loving this week.
It doesn't make you a bad person, though.
40 people
doesn't
wearing
make me a good
shirts.
person either, though. So it doesn't transform me.
What are you saying, Jimmy?
I know. I'm like Fred. I do most of my runs on the Farmington Canal Trail, right?
Okay. I end up doing most of my runs on the Hop River Trail these days. So
there you go.
That's
I like shaded. I like being under tree cover and not sweating my balls off. This has been a pretty mild summer, though. I've been really hype on the weather we've got this summer.
Yeah. I went for a run tonight with Marathon Sports. They're like the Sound Runner. They've kind of changed the name of this Glastonbury store. So
it's a parent company, right?
Yeah. And now it's the child company too. So, they have kid shoes. No, yeah. So they're a good group there. They had Manchester running company there. So,
cool.
And they're they're pretty serious motherfuckers, I gotta say.
But those dudes still know how to have fun. Like I've hung out with those dudes a bunch. I'm technically, I guess I'm still a member. You're a lifetime member. I think if you pay, it's like a one-time fee. But some of those dudes are pretty fun, though.
Oh no, they are, no doubt. When I say they're serious, that I don't mean that in a bad way.
Oh, I thought you meant well, when I hear serious, I start to think like people are worried about their splits and shit. Like,
yeah, like if I say you're like a bad mammer jammer, that doesn't mean that you're bad.
Yeah. Art. So Art, you're so cool.
That's right. Yeah, I'm hip.
Is that how sarcasm works?
You cats. Let me. You picking up what I'm putting down, Jimmy?
Yes, I'm picking up.
Okay. All right. So other things. So you have this thing about distance, right? But do you ever have like an ear? Do you know what an earworm is?
Oh, get a song stuck in my head?
Yeah.
Oh, hell's yeah, dude.
Oh God, how annoying is that shit, right?
Is that Daniel Levitan who coined that phrase, or who coined that phrase?
FDR.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we have nothing to fear but earworms.
Oh my
So-
God.
or earwigs or something. But songs stuck in our head.
I think a musicologist. I read a book years ago, and somebody said that, and I think it was that "This Is Your Brain on Music."
Okay.
Have you ever read that?
No,
Fred,
no.
Fred looks like Fred's nodding his head, but I think Fred's just agreeing with the witness right now.
Hold it. This is your brain on music.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's a
Yeah.
play off of the eggs and drugs.
Yes, and I believe it's written by Dan Levitan, who's a musicologist out of Stanford. I read it years ago. It's just how like songs and how music and tone and timbre and different things affect us, and it's pretty interesting. It's a good read if you like reading about music.
Okay.
Yeah,
Reading about music. That's like speed work and or frozen music and architecture or something. I don't know.
Music and architecture.
You'll be
Yes.
happy to know, Jimmy, that the term earworm comes from the German Ohrwurm, which is
Ja.
over 100
Sehr
years old,
gut.
apparently.
Okay. So Sigmund Freud? Du liebst deine Ölwürm. Ja, das ist
Yeah,
ja
exactly.
sehr gut.
Oh my gosh.
So, all of our German listeners out there.
So what do you do when you get a song stuck in your head? Or what did you
try
used to do?
Sing it
I
loud and
immediately
proud.
think of Rush's Tom Sawyer. That that part gets every
Yeah.
fucking thing out of your head, and then that's in your head. And then you just let that fester.
And then
for
the
a while.
pop.
That's what
the
you do.
popcorn drums.
Alex Lifeson is an insanely underrated guitarist.
And Neil Peart's
But I'm not a-
overrated, right?
I think Neil Peart's overrated, but I don't like Geddy Lee's voice at all.
Yeah. That's actually the weak
But
link, right?
Rush is the big prog rock band that I don't like.
Yeah.
But I like all the other ones. I like King Crimson and Yes and Jethro Tull, and I love all that shit. And I like all that weird krautrock shit. Yeah.
King Crimson they are. You think that's pretentious or pedantic?
Yes.
They're three different bands.
But they're also good.
What- They're really good. They're also three
Yeah.
different bands. I think Robert Fripp's the only. Are we gonna have a music podcast now? I'm sorry, did I just hijack your show?
No, that's okay, musicologist.
Oh, look,
We have subject matter expert here, Jimmy Mack.
no, but they're three different bands. There's the third iteration of them with like Adrian Belew. Like they were like, they used a lot of weird. Who's the dude who played the Chapman stick and that weird instrument? They played some weird
The
shit.
sitar?
In the 80s. No, this guy invented it's a bass guitar / guitar. Like it's kind of like it's like got a ton of strings and maybe 10 strings.
Oh,
So you can play bass lines and rhythms and different things at the same time. I think his name is Chapman, something Chapman, but it's called the Chapman stick.
I thought that I thought that Zeppelin played that, right? Didn't they have a
That
double
instrument?
neck guitar? They had a double
I
neck
mean,
guitar that they jammed
hold
on,
on, let me
but
look- let me
that
look
was
it
a
up here.
12 string and a
let me
6 string.
fa-
though,
That was
so.
I'm gonna
just a 12
fact-
string and a 6
I'm going to
string,
fact
right?
check
Yeah.
myself here. Let me fact check myself here. But then that second, my favorite is the second iteration, which was like Bill Bruford and who's the other guy? John Wetton, and they did the albums Red and Starless and Bible Black and Lark's Tongues and Aspic. That's my three album run, my favorite 3 album run from them. Whatever it's Lark's Tongues. Then
I don't know. I
Yeah.
have to say I don't know the names.
oh dude, that band is so good. And then their early period, like the original 21st Century Schizoid Man and
Yes.
in the Hall of the Crimson King, like that.
Yes,
that's Peter Sinfield and of Robert Fripp, of course.
I had that album, the King of the Crimson or the Hall of the King. I don't know. It was like a big.
That's a top 20 album. That's an amazing
Yeah.
record, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had that. I had no idea what it was. I somehow inherited it. No context. I just played it and listened to it. And I had to listen to it. I had to be very high to listen to that. I have to say. But then I thought it was fucking great,
Dude, King Crimson's they're a really good band. Yeah.
Yeah. I just didn't know what it was. It was like finding an alien artifact and just not knowing like its significance, but you knew somehow that there was some power. It was glowing,
It was vaguely special. You were vaguely
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
I'm a little jealous. I'm a little jealous that you guys were like alive, like and listening to music when like like when Zeppelin was putting out like House of the Holy, like you guys could like go buy it and shit. I'm a little jealous of that. So
yeah, I didn't know it. I didn't have any fucking money.
spending it all on scoring lids, huh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. How many joints in a dime? Yeah. Or how many joints in a lid as it was?
My
70 that crazy 70s weed, huh?
Oh,
reading the Fabulous Furry Freak Brothers,
Yeah, exactly.
Fritz the Cat, getting high with your friends.
Yeah. Wait, is that R. Crumb?
playing albums backwards and trying to make sense out of them.
Oh, dude, did you guys do Dark Side of the Moon and Wizard of Oz? Did you do that trick? You probably had to do it like a film projector.
Dark Side of the Moon, playing it backwards?
And a record player and a film projector, right?
Yeah, there you go.
You never did that? On the third line roar or whatever, you start Dark Side of the Moon and then it matches up with Wizard of Oz. And after the album, and then you play it again when it's done, and it actually matches up perfectly with everything. And yes, you should be really high to do it.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I tried the Paul is dead thing. So
Strawberry Fields Forever?
No, you played some song backwards and it said like Paul is dead,
That's
right?
Revolution number 9.
Oh no, that's
Yeah.
I buried Paul at the end of
At
Strawberry.
the end
right?
of Strawberry Fields.
I
buried Paul. Yeah.
That's what. Yeah.
Oh, but actually, I was more into because you couldn't go on the internet and read conspiracy theories or message boards. There was no fucking Reddit, right? Like where some smart motherfucker was going to figure it all out for you. So
no, you went to visit your uncle in the next town over.
No, we would listen to like just Pink Floyd, The Wall, and I was like, stand still, laddie. And like, what the fuck are they saying? There's somebody whispering something in the background. I know it's like, it was haunting. So,
yeah.
Those were my formative, fragile years.
And still want it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, so all these things happen to us in our brains when we're running sometimes. It's not unlike a bad acid trip, right? Like you just kind of get
AI can we get the AI bot to be like, Jimmy sidetracked the show for like 15 minutes?
Oh, yes. Right. Humorous.
I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm such
interactions were taken, and it was determined that the king was crimson. Oh my gosh. So
look for a recipe of and lark's tongues in aspic.
There you go.
Yeah. So listen, meanwhile, back in Cultra City, if you get a song stuck in your head, you're no longer stuck in the old days, like when we didn't have GPS and all that other shit, and we had to like ride our bikes with no handlebars to figure out the distance of how far we were. And, or cars, we would drive our routes and things like that, right? But now we're able to, you don't have to deal with like the torture of having a song stuck in your head. You can actually call the Cultra karaoke hotline.
Is this because I brought it up? Because I
like, what is that?
It's cool. Right.
It's a gentleman dog. A gentleman dog? A gentleman dog.
That's right. What is a gentleman dog, Jimmy? When you think of it? So like, first of all, let me say this, is that the number to call for the Cultra karaoke hotline is 203 dog gent. And when you have that, you've got a lot, because if you call that number, basically you're going to get that song taken out of your head, because you're going to call that number 203 dog gent, sing the song that's stuck in your head, and instantly that song will be removed from your brain and you'll be able to run free and have the burden lifted. Plus, because you're giving us a gift of your voice, we get to play that on the show and you become podcast famous. So you put all that together, it's a win, 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 win. Right?
That's a lot of winning, dude.
It is. So
I also want to offer my personal phone number, and anybody can call me and leave me like a 9-minute voice message on King Crimson if they want as an alternative.
Actually, you can call the 203 dog gent and leave a message about King Crimson. You don't even have to sing. Just like
you can sing in the court of the Crimson King.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear this shit. I want to hear. I hope people call. Maybe I'll call from Macedonia.
Or you could do your best Geddy Lee imitation too. That would be pretty good.
Today's Tom Sawyer, he gets high on you. Oh my God.
Spacey invaders get by on you.
I just don't like Rush, man. It's weird. I don't know.
I saw them. I liked them.
Oh, I bet they put on a great show. Like
They
they're all
do.
wonderful musicians, like, but I think when a band doesn't work for you, you're just like, that's cool. Like,
No,
I see why people like it. I see the appeal. Like but I do appreciate a good power trio.
I always actually, you know what? I have to say this about Rush. They are fun to play. Like if you get a guitar and you jam out on 2112, that's a fucking great, that song is so fucking fun to play because and even if you don't know where you are in the song, nobody else is going to fucking know either. And you can just play that shit until your fingers bleed. So 2112 is great. I don't know. I always enjoyed playing that. So
that's great.
Anyway, meanwhile, back in Culture City, we have the Culture Karaoke.
So wait, but if you have to have one Rush album, is it 2112?
I guess I was. You know what?
I would say moving pictures. No, like that's Tom Sawyer, Red Barchetta. Well, I know way more about Rush than I should have for somebody who doesn't fucking like them.
Yeah, I can't even fucking tell you right now, Jimmy.
Well,
I don't even know.
I just don't think they belong. In theory, I like Rush. I don't think they belong like mentioned with the greats of the genre.
Oh, I agree.
Is that pretentious? That's douchey to say. I know it's douchey to say because I fucking said it. So,
they were pop alien rock, right?
Pop alien rock.
Yeah, they were like because they're like I don't know. They were just like.
Well, I mean, they're considered progressive because like they did weird time signatures and what would make you a progressive rock band? Weird time signatures, long songs with many sweets, right? Like different,
They're kind of like Yes. Station. Would you put them in the same basket as Yes?
But Yes is actually good. Like I like
Yes is much better. Yeah.
Yes. You know what? I listened to Going for the One the other day. That was like the album that they like reformed in like 1979, whatever.
Yeah.
And that's actually a really good record.
That was my first.
That was my naked guy on the cover.
I think they performed that in the round. And Fred, maybe you can jump in on this. I think they performed that in the round when they did. Going for the One. Actually, that was my first concert. Pretty sure.
Or okay.
What year?
Then that band. Should I look it up? You want me to look it up?
Yeah, if you could, that would be good. I mean,
but then they broke up, and then that was the next album was "Owner of a Lonely Heart," right? And people are like, that song's so good. I'm like, that's not Yes, dude.
Yeah,
like,
no.
That's not Yes. That's not a Yes song.
It was kind of like, okay, so Going for the One was kind of like In Through the Outdoor.
Okay,
right. Zeppelin's In Through the Outdoor. Just it was. I don't know. It was kind of poppy. I don't know if Going for the One was poppy because I can't really tell you too much about the album, honestly.
No, that song Awaken is like I think it's some of Steve Howe's best. Like it's got some really cool runs in it. Let me see. Here we go. I'm looking up Yes concert tours.
Look up In the Round.
All right. Yes, in the round. So but here's the thing: is like I know like a lot of people don't like John Anderson's voice, right? From Yes, but I freaking love John Anderson's voice.
Well,
did you see them at Madison Square Garden in September 9th, 1978?
I would
years Yes concert in the round 1978, 1979.
I would say so.
Yes, it was spectacular. Okay, yeah.
I would say that. Actually,
the motor would break. So the motor would break, and the fans would have to like push the turnstile to get them to turn around or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. It turned. I was working at the Viking Bakery. That's all I can remember.
All right.
At the same time. So yeah, I'd say that was 78, 79, you said? Probably 70. Yeah, 70, 79, sure.
Okay.
Yep. I was like,
to me.
Yeah, I was like in high school.
Nice.
That makes sense. Young high school. So anyway, so we have this thing called the Culture Karaoke Hotline. You can call 203 Dog Gent. Sing the song that's stuck in your head. We'll play it on the podcast and everything will be all right. Don't Don't you worry, because every little thing's going to be all right. So let's see. We got a call here, and let's see what we got. This is, and some of these are a little bit old, so I apologize that I've been negligent. But here we go. Let's see what we got.
Pack it up, pack it in, let me begin. I came to win, battle me, that's the sin. I won't ever slack up, punk, you better back up. Try and play the role and you're the whole crew will act up. Get up, stand up, come on, throw your hands up. If you got the feeling, jump up towards the ceiling.
All right. Right? Can't mess with that.
House of Pain's Jump Around.
Yeah,
Classic
I like that.
Classic 90s banger. That came out when I was in high school.
Gotta love it.
I fucked up many a school dances to that jam.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I wish I was lying about that, but I swear to God, let's start a mosh pit and all get thrown out, dudes. Come on, let's go.
Let's see. Here we go. What else we got? That's awesome. Let's see what else we got here.
I know your mother never liked me. She doesn't know the shitty things you put me through. I get trouble recognizing the things about you that I think I thought I knew. I love you in a messed up way. It makes it difficult to find the words to say. There's not a better time or place. I think I need a little space between your name and my lips. I need a space. I send you pounds and your kisses out of space. I know I wanted a taste, but my senses came back. Now I know I'm gonna need a little space.
All right. That's some pretty good shit, right?
The banger.
Yeah, I like that. That's good stuff.
And we don't know who these callers are.
I have to watch out because one time my wife called and I didn't recognize her voice. So, and I still get talked to about that one, and that's actually unforgivable. So, let's see. We got another one here that's dating back a little bit here. Here we go. And there we go.
Shake, 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 senora. Shake your body line. Work, 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 senora. Shake it all the time. Shake, 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 senora. Shake your body line. Work, 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 senora. Work it all the time. Okay, I believe you. Jump in the line, rock your body in time. Okay, I believe you. Jump in your line, rock the body in time. Okay, I believe you. Jump in the line, rock your body in time. Okay, I believe you. Shake, 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 senora. Shake your body line. Work, 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 senora. Work it all the time.
All right. That's, you know what? We can dance to it. We like it. And that's awesome.
When I was a kid, my mom had the record album Harry Belafonte live at Carnegie Hall.
Huh.
And that's one of the songs on there.
Nice.
Wow. That and Deo?
Yep. Deo was on there. Matilda. It was a great album. But
yeah. I had
you have a little conga line dancing around the house. Work, 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 Sonora. Work all the time.
I had a Harry Belafonte necktie.
Okay.
I did. It was, it was a little artsy there, so, but, that's great. So thank you everybody who called the Cultra karaoke line. You too can be podcast famous. So call us at 203 Dog Gent. So the way you can remember that, cause like you're saying like Art, fuck, you're saying Art, fuck you. Like, you expect me to remember this shit? Like, how am I supposed to remember this phone number, right? But you know that it's a Culture karaoke line, and it's 203 Dog Gent, like a gentleman dog. So all you have to think of is that gentleman dog. So a visual will help you with that. So, Fred, if you were thinking of a gentleman dog, how would you envision a gentleman dog to look like? Like, what would he look like to you?
Honestly, the gentleman dog shares some of the clothing, the sartorial characteristics of Mr. Peanut, I think. Got the monocle. He might have some spats,
Yeah.
Walking on his back legs, he's, yeah.
Mr. Peanut. There you go. All right. Thank you. No further questions.
He's not allowed back in Newport,
Fuck it.
Rhode Island, and don't ask him any questions about it.
That's right. We're taking a restraining order out on Mr. Peanut, formerly known as Mr. Penis or something. Oh my gosh. Who said that? Anyway, so yeah, call 203 Dog Gent, leave a message, and we'll play your shit up on the podcast here, and you will be famous. You've always wanted this musical career. So
And you have your choice, right? You can say this is, and like you can identify yourself, or you can be anonymous and just sing.
yeah. Yeah, that's absolutely true. So here's the question also. And so we also, like last week, we asked some questions and, we answered some questions. But this week I asked our fans, our Cultra podcast fans, to ask us anything. So these are some of the, here are the questions that I got. So first question was from Steve, Sandwiches in His Pants, LeBranch. And he says, why does gravity have a stronger pull on Tony Bonanno?
Ooh.
So I don't know. That's, you know what? The Earth sucks. Todd Brown claims the Earth sucks. And then basically, I don't know. Tony thinks it has something to do with blood thinners and gravitational fields. I don't know. We're going to have to find out. You guys have any thoughts on that?
Tony's a baller, dude. He freaking ran blue to blue 50K in jorts, dude. So
Jorts, that's right.
Yeah.
I don't talk shit on Tony Bonanno. That man is untouchable to me.
Yeah.
He's part of a family. He's a part of a family that's untouchable too. So LeBranch is going to be sleeping with the fishies.
Thank you. He's a friend of ours.
You're just going to find the spandex floating, dude.
Oh my gosh. And you know what? And if he took it to the mattresses, he might not be sacrificing the blood that gets spilled on the trails. And if that happened, it's not, we don't know nothing. Okay. So,
nobody's seen nothing.
Yeah. Oh, here's one from little Scotty, Scotty W. Coomer, wrote to our podcast and said, why do guys have nipples?
Yeah.
You guys have any ideas on that?
A little bit of sensitivity in them. I like them. They're fine.
That's right. That's
for piercing, right?
For piercing.
Yeah,
okay.
Yep. I actually answered that one in the.
You did.
Yeah.
And
I think it's for chafing.
For chafing.
Yeah.
That's right. So that men could experience the joys of childbirth. Oh. Okay. And then let's see. Hubbard Emerson, which is Rob Barass Breckenridge, said, why do I simultaneously despise and care about people?
Ooh.
What is that? What is that? That is true. Like, I want to run with people, but I hate group runs.
It's human nature, dude. Like a lot of us are just coming to the waking up to the fact that we all need to like recharge our batteries a lot. And like, I don't think there's supposed to be this many of us, first of all, but I don't think humans were supposed to interact. Like we fucking interact. Like we're doing it right now. Like humans just interact. Sometimes it drains your battery. So I'm developing this new muscle in the last like 6 months or so. It's called no. I just say no for shit. People are like, I'm like, nope, I'm going to stay in tonight. Good. Thanks for asking.
Yeah.
It's a good muscle to exercise. So like people fucking drain me, dude, especially small. I work with kids, dude. Like they fucking drain the shit out of you.
Yeah.
They just suck your soul out. They suck your soul out, dude.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
But but then one of them will say shit like right out the pocket. That's the most hilarious thing I heard all week. And I'm like, you just made my day, dude. Thank you.
He said, what now?
Funny shit. Kids will just say funny shit, dude. And like, because like, I think, I don't know. Kids are just hilarious. I like working with them.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good.
But no, I know what he's saying. What do you think about that? Why do you simultaneously loathe and love people?
Well, he said despise and care. I don't know if I necessarily despise, but because I kind of think that I kind of like can identify with a lot of people, and I don't know if I despise them necessarily, but they they kind of sometimes they just like piss me off. So but and care about people. So I don't, I think that's kind of how it is, because I don't think that things are like, I don't think that we love everybody unconditionally or love everything about everybody. It's not one way or the other. It's this, but also, I think that that's a perfectly legit and honest. There's going to be things, there's things about myself that, I can accept and that I can't accept in people in my life that are the same, that, that I would rather not have, at least, I think I'd rather not have those characteristics. So, you look like you're saying something.
I like that.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you saying that. That's actually really interesting, because it's like, the parts of ourselves that we like try to disown.
Yeah.
Whatever, that shit'll like it'll show up in other ways, right? Like it'll I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
This is an interesting topic. Yeah. You got me thinking about things.
Yeah, you push things down, and generally that becomes, the things that we don't like about ourselves that we try to push down and we try to avoid, all of a sudden that same act becomes our biggest fucking blemish and our biggest character. For me, my biggest character defects are the ones that I try to hide, because then it sends out a mixed message. Like everyone's like, you're fucking obviously, obviously this is what's going on. Yet there's some dishonesty in your character that says that you're not buying into that when it's fucking plain as day to everybody else out there, and the it's like me, and this is like probably a bad example, but it's like me and my phobia of bees. Like I can feel something on the back of my neck, and all of a sudden I'm like jumping and swatting my hand at nothing,
Wait, are you allergic? Are you allergic?
No, I'm just a fucking baby. And
I got stung 9 times at once during a 50K once.
I would just jump off the cliff.
And it was back when it was like 2012. So it was like my first year running ultras, whatever.
Yeah.
I was wearing compression socks. And all the fucking stingers were like in the compression socks.
Oh my God. These guys are like, I'm going in deep and I got a funnel.
I literally, dude, it was one of the, I came into an aid station. I was like, I literally just got stung. And they were like, yeah, there's a fucking nest back there. We're going to go put some like caution tape on. I'm like, well, I guess great. That's cool. Thanks for being on top of that, my guy. I don't care about peanut butter and jelly. I don't want to get fucking stung.
They should make
out,
we might have a chance to talk to some sock manufacturers. I want I want Kevlar socks that are breathable yet bee sting resistant. Because bees always sting your fucking feet and your lower extremities. Not always. Sometimes they go for the ears. But
I'd say 90% of my bee stings in my life, and I've been stung a lot, are probably below the knee.
There you go. Fred, what do you think?
I've been stung many times, almost always below the knee. It's because I have a tendency of like running over a yellow jacket nest with a lawnmower, that kind of thing.
Oh,
you're really tall too. You're really tall. By the time they got up to your head, they'd be fucking the altitude, but they'd all just die.
I need a fucking aid station to sting this motherfucker in the face. Like hopefully he's got like a fuel belt with some spilled tailwind or some shit.
Don't bees go like really high up in the mountains, right? Like bees can go like 20,000 feet or something, right? Like
there are like
bees. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that,
dude.
Tell me that, like,
what are you gonna do in your retirement? You're gonna climb Denali now, Art?
Well, I thought there were no fucking bees there. I'm gonna climb Denali. I'm gonna be so fucking winded and out of altitude that I won't even be able to run away.
Go in winter.
Yes. Well, I mean,
No, isn't it? There's like
the benefit of the mountains are that there's no snakes up there, right? When you get to higher elevation, my brother is always like, "Yep, I love Colorado because there's no fucking rattlers." And then I never see rattlers around here. I'm running with my brother on the AT in New Jersey, New York border by Greenwood Lake, and sure as shit, out on a rock is a big old rattler.
Shit.
So it goes.
Jersey rattlers are like, what you looking at?
Yeah, I'm fucking rattling here.
You want to start some shit? Where are you fucking from, huh?
What? Didn't you fucking hear me? You see these diamonds on my back?
I saw you talking to my girlfriend Gina last week. I'm gonna beat your ass.
That's right. Oh,
look, back to what you were saying though about accepting the parts of yourself that like you don't want to look at or you don't want to. So that's like I read that book earlier this year. Have you read Radical Acceptance by Tara Brach?
No, but I'm writing that shit down. Jimmy, put that in the show notes.
Radical Acceptance. Yeah, AI bot put that by Dr. Tara Brach. So I read a Jack Kornfield book. So these are all like, Buddhist teachers, whatever. And, but it's all like, it's a lot of Carl Jung stuff, dude. It's like that, the shadow work, right? Like Carl Jung was one of those dudes who was like, if you, whatever, he,
sorry, I can't help it.
How do you pronounce Matterhorn? Do you know more German than me? But he said the same thing where he's like, these parts of yourself that you try to deny and that you don't want to look at, like whatever. But you gotta fucking accept and lean into those things and be like, hey, this is a part of me. And like, and that's something I'm like just learning about like in the last, like whatever, where I'm like, oh dude, like, one of the things I learned about anger, I learned in the last couple of years, because like everyone around me just fucking dies or leaves. So is that grief. When you actually sit, a lot of people don't let themselves get to the grief. They get like anger, right? You get angry. But then people distract themselves and they like, oh, I don't want to be angry right now, or like or they start raging or whatever. They don't let themselves sit in it long enough, and then actually it turns out to be fucking grief, dude. And that's like what I've been doing the last like, I don't know, couple years, like whatever, like and that's one of those things where it's like I'm not as quick to anger lately. I'm noticing like I'm just much more placid and much more like, well, that happened. I'm like, but I think it's like, I think it's just, I think the world has finally beat me down, and that chipper, fun, happy-go-lucky Jimmy is just gone. So
you know what? It can still be there, but here's my take on that. Here's my take on that is that whether it's childhood grief, whether it's grieving a bad, your parents' broken up marriage or death or whatever it is, or your own shortcomings, your own personality defects, your own, just your own reality, is the denying is the part that is the most destructive, because it's so much, the whole part just, it just pulls you away from everything. And then as soon as, the avoidance of grief becomes worse than the actual grief. Right. And, and I find that like, even like, I'll tell you, so, my father died, almost coming up on 2 years, right. Already. And, now I'm retired, and, like, I was thinking about all the characteristics of my father, how he would never do anything like straightforward. Everything was always, let's figure out how to do this the next time. And he would fucking yell at me because we lost his tools and this and that and the other thing. And now I find myself, now that I'm outside of my work environment and I'm a fucking tinkerer around the house and everything, that I am like, and my father used to go on, he would obsess about sailing, obsess about AA. And like, we would go out to eat and he would just have to unload all that was in his brain about these topics on us and about the details on it, the hyper focus that he had on it. And my father had ADD or ADHD, whatever you want to call it, every bit as much as I do. And that hyper focus and all those characteristics, I just am stared at the reality that that I'm my father. and now all of a sudden it's like I'm starting to get him, like, my parents were divorced. I got to see my dad one day a week. We would go to dinner at Burger King, and he would be obsessed about telling me about sailing and the point of lateral resistance and the point of effort of the sail and the water line and all this different shit that he felt that he had to unload on me. And it was somewhat interesting, but at a certain point I wanted to just like talk about something else besides sailing, but like that's what he was hyper focused on at the time. And I find myself like I have to like sometimes put my hand over my mouth so that my wife doesn't fucking kill me as I'm like talking to her about how I'm going to outfit the van or running or whatever it is that is got my attention. So,
Not sailing though.
Well, no, because I did that. I was all about windsurfing for a while, and that was it. I was about even whatever fucking topic it is, it doesn't matter. It can be burning wood. I'd be like, oh, fucking, did you know, like, oh, Apple pound for pound, Apple will generate more BTUs than oak. And I'd be off on these other, just these tangents. But then like, oh, you can't split Apple. And like, I don't know. I was just like telling my whole fucking family this shit that is interesting, but like, I don't know. Maybe they don't.
Probably less energy efficient though, because it grows slower, right? Apple.
Oh, yeah. It's there's.
Let's talk about wood. Let's go down the wood route.
Yeah.
What do you
Okay,
say, Jimmy?
So cottonwood or poplar,
but hold on.
Fucking poplar is a hardwood, but it's a fucking poser.
True.
But it's easy to split.
Hold on, let's stay with what you were talking about before this, though. So you feel like when your dad would take you to Burger King and then wax pedantic on sailing or some bullshit or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that was part of? Do you feel like you got like cheated out of what you would consider to be a normal childhood, or do you feel like your childhood
I had like, here's the thing, is that again I thought like. I always tried to say it was, for years, I always said that it was good, is that my parents got divorced. It was good. They couldn't live together. They each remarried, found the love of their life, and lived happily ever after. I didn't have to watch my parents fight. Therefore, it was good. My mom worked hard to put herself through nursing school and provided for us. That was good. I found AA with my father's, my father's example. That was good. Okay. For years, that's what I told myself. But so if that's the truth, if that's the reality, then why am I so fucking sad? But the reality is that it's not all good, but it's not all bad either. There were good parts and there were bad parts. It's this, but also that is so profound that, we've been kind of grooving on with Celeste's tattoo. It's like all these good things, we had great things that happened, but also there was a lot of sadness that like I had a dad that couldn't talk to me and make that connection with me. But, and I had a dad that in my early years was a fucking raging alcoholic who would build us these tree forts with zip lines and all this fucking bizarre shit that was like unlike anybody else had. Like we had this area to play that was unlike it was so far over the top of what anybody else had. It was like something that he hyper focused on and built us this zip line system, out of steel cables and lawnmower handles and pulleys and all this shit. But, he would also fucking scream at us, call us filthy bastards, and pass out in the middle of the floor with the dog.
Nice.
So like, but it wasn't, so then I'm like, well, was it good or was it bad? Was it bad when he drank? And then once he stopped drinking, it was good. It's not, it's both of them. And once I get, and I would always feel the conflict of, is it good or is it bad? And it's not. Once I understand that it's both, I'm like, cool, because then it's no longer a conflict of me trying to say, well, I thought this was good. Why am I feeling bad? Well, no, it's both. It's good and bad. So I don't know. For me, that's been like my fucking Rosetta Stone of life. And sometimes it's like that, I have to pull this into running a little bit. A lot of times it's like that in a run too. Like, how are you feeling right now? Yeah, I'm not feeling so good, but I'm feeling good. I'm not all fucking bad. There's some good things too going on. So,
yeah,
So
I have a theory on childhood. I hate that I have to like intellectualize it first before I can actually like talk about it with feelings, but I'm gonna start with my ego and then I'll move into my heart here. And this episode is gonna be called like trauma bonding or something. Like this is great. Like, talking about all this stuff. Cause it's like I talk about this shit on runs with people. Like I ran with Bessic a little while ago. We got a little deep, fucking love that dude, but like, so I think modern, this modern world where like both parents have to work. I think that's like one of the original fucking traumas that we grow up with, right? Like both parents have to work and like we're kind of on our own, like, I don't know, maybe that's boomers, like maybe that's us, like whatever. But so a lot of us have picked up maladaptive coping strategies, right? From our, I grew up in an alcoholic home with a codependent mom, like, and then like, on my adult life, I've displayed both of those fucking, those traits, whatever. So, and I like you said, like I don't blame. Like I also picked up a really fucking great sense of humor. Like I also picked up a lot of like good things. You know what I mean? Like I can talk to fucking anybody, anytime. I think Kevin Jordan, I think Law Dog said that in one of our reviews, whatever. Like Jimmy can riff on anything. Like that's one of those because I read a lot and I fucking try to retain. I just like and I like finding shit out about people. I'm still very curious about life. Like I'm still very. So I picked up a lot of like good traits. You know what I mean? And like that's another like using the term curious, like when a bad thought or feeling like comes up when you're like, ah, man, this fucking person again, or what, you know what I mean? Or like something happens that just sets you like where you're like, like I used to judge myself and be like, Jimmy, stop being such a bitch about this, or stop like whatever. Like you said, like that whole, like where this is good and this is bad, where I'll be like, you know what, dude, what's this trying to teach me right now? And, like, what do I need to like let go of, or what do I need to like? Why is this you know what I mean? Like, so I get curious about it. And I start asking myself questions about it. Like, what's this bother? Why is this bothering you right now? Like, what's this? And then that's a new thing for me too. You know what I mean? Like that's because I think a lot of us are really fucking tough on ourselves, like really big self-critics.
Yeah, I think that we're tough on ourselves and tough on others. Is that like because I think that like we pick up a little hint of somebody of who they are on what side, maybe it's political or whatever it is. And not we, but like, I see it pretty often. Right. And instead, like all of a sudden it's like, because we want the whole thing to be right, we can't accept that it could be both. And I'm not saying that without not even talking about compromising or anything like that, but just even like, being open to anything being acceptable, it's like most of the time it's like everybody's like slamming doors one way or the other, like you're either this or you're that, So I don't know.
Let's bring it back to running. Why do you guys run ultras? Do you think that that's a
100%
post-traumatic thing? You think that it has
I think I've all this new I guess it's science, like all this new research coming out, like, dude, that we store trauma in our body, right? So movement is like one of the best. If you're an anxious person, the best thing to do is get up and start fucking moving, right? Like there's different things to do. If like you're sad, it's like, all right, fucking, if you're angry, journal, right? Like if you're sad, like just fucking be sad, like be cool with it, have a good cry. So there's like certain things like that. Yeah. So like then they're finding that movement, it kind of releases this trauma. Like dancing is fucking great. Like I went to a bunch of fucking like fish shows this summer, dude, and fucking danced my ass off for 3 hours, fucking 6 nights. I got 18 hours of dancing in. I had my GPS watch going because I was like running around and shit. Like, I was having like that shit is so fucking good and
zone 2 fun.
That's what dude, how many, like back in the day, like everyone's people were like, oh, you're such a fucking hippie. And I'm like, dude, a couple thousand years ago, we all were fucking going to the drum circle every fucking full moon. All right.
That's right.
Eating mushrooms and dancing and fucking doing ecstatic dance and
piercing our
screaming at the top of our
nipples,
fucking lungs.
piercing our nipples and falling back on them, on the thongs.
If you don't go do that once a fucking year, then are you really fucking human? Go fucking, like, I don't know. But yeah, so modern life has sterilized all of that out of us. Fred,
so
and that's a trauma. That is a fucking trauma. So
it is. Oh yeah, I think it's a great way to work out a trauma. I don't think it's therapy, but I think that it's a
coping strategy.
Yeah, it is.
Why,
but it's also
why is it not therapeutic though? Why would you consider?
No, I'm not saying that it's not. I'm not saying that it's not therapeutic.
You said it's not therapy.
I said it's not therapy. It's therapeutic. Oh, but I mean, not to get like fucking douchey here. But like,
let's get douchey. Get us douchey and lean into it.
But
don't
fucking A.
Come on, do it.
But this is 300 episodes.
You deny it, you supply it. Let's go.
First one's free. So
let's go.
Yeah. So I think that it can help you feel better, but I don't think that it's necessarily going to help you by itself figure out all your shit, right? Because I think that like it's easy for me. This is for me.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, like I can either. I think that it has to be. Again, it has to be both. I don't think like people will say, "What are you running from?" Right? Or what are you? You know, sometimes when I'm running from something. You know, I am. Part of me is not wanting to deal with it head on, right? And so I do go for a run, and sometimes it helps make connections that I would not have otherwise, right? You can kind of ruminate on, you can kind of think things through, work them through, and get that feeling that everything is okay in the world and that I'm in a better position to accept whatever it is that I don't want to accept, So I've had that, but, I've also gone into runs where I'm like then completely emotionally destroyed and go in for a run. And then I hit that point where I have to just go into the next gear just to finish the run. And I don't have it and I stop, where I go to run, I'm going to run 26 miles or whatever. And I get to 20 and I'm like, fucking, I'm done. Like I'm emotionally burned out and done. So I don't know. I think by itself, it's not like, I don't think you can say like, I want to improve myself and live to be the best me and just use physical activity to do it. I think that you have to mix it with, I had to mix it with other things to help me get to the bottom of my shit.
Oh, definitely. So you were saying like using running like as therapy as like your only form of like,
yeah,
okay.
If that's your only game and you're not like, even if it's like reading a self-help book or something like that, or, meditating or talking to a friend about your shit, if you're not doing something to make that connection, you can't just go I don't think you can get the loneliness of the long distance runner. You can't go out and run by yourself and all of a sudden figure shit out. I don't.
But what if you're operating under the premise that you are enough and that you're just going to go out and spend time with yourself? That's what you need actually, is that you need to spend some time connecting with yourself, and you need alone time, and you need a lot of it.
Yeah.
What if that's the end? Like that's the.
Yeah. I listen. Everybody approach is at a different stage in life and has different traumas and that need to be dealt with in different ways. So I'm not saying that it can't work. So maybe in some cases it could work. I'm not saying that that's impossible, but I just don't think, I think that the same person, if they had some, I don't know, I think therapy is just, I don't know. I think like that self-examination. Like, I don't know how you approach that alone. I think it's kind of like drinking alone. It's like, I think you need to make that connection with another person, even if it's just talking, going on a one-on-one run.
Yeah. I like my therapist kind of, he challenges me. He provokes me a little bit. He kind of pisses me off, and I'm like, you're kind of a dick, but like that's why I still fucking pay him. Because like you're right, yeah, like they get like you said, I think getting down to the bottom of your shit. I think there does need to be some like other human intervention or whatever you want to call it, interaction. Yeah.
Yeah,
I have a lot of ideas I have a lot of really bad ideas that I have to like say out loud, and people be like, "No, that's not a good idea. Don't do that." And I'm like, "All right, thanks, cool. I'm glad I ran it by you."
or sometimes
And
you say
a
it
lot
out
of times those bad ideas only my therapist fucking hears. So
yeah.
they don't involve running and donuts and shit though. It's like really bad ideas. Like,
And
like,
Berlin
want to see me
Turnpike.
blow my life up? Watch me blow my life up. You want to see what I'm about to do? He's like, let's not do that. And I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
About to take out a restraining order on myself.
Um,
No, but seriously, but what if you've been so disconnected from yourself for so long that that's what you need for healing at that time? You know what I mean? So because that's like kind of like I don't know. I like being alone lately a lot more than I used to.
yeah, I think I look at it like road running and trail running. Like
Mm.
I think they're both good for you, in different ways. So I think like, yeah, I mean, I could see it if you're like Mr. Extrovert and you're just talking to people all the time and you don't spend that time. It's like sometimes you do need that silence in order to hear what you say, instead of what you're fucking, what you're telling yourself instead of what you're telling everybody else, right? Because
Yeah.
we all have these stories that we tell people just because the other part, like, is sometimes, you're not even willing to try on, except on if you have a fucking podcast, you're not willing to try on really weird scenarios about what might be going on in your head, and sometimes you need to just kind of try, like, yeah, I guess like try that idea on for a while in silence. But if you're talking to somebody, you're either listening to what they're saying or you're doing your own talking. Sometimes I agree with you though. I think you do that time alone is like it's important, just to kind of hear that voice,
I think it's all good. I think like if you are I think using running as like a means to kind of to get into that stuff, I think that's probably I mean I started running like I started running at a time of my life when like I don't know running I feel like running found me. I didn't find it. You know what I mean? And it just felt like a natural thing to do. And there was a few people in my life that were like, come run with me. And I'm like, all right. And like, I guess we did some slow miles together on like cinder tracks in like North Berkeley and talked about life. And like, I was like, this is kind of cool. Like I kind of can get into this, whatever. So I think it came at the end of a traumatic sort of time in my life, whatever. Like,
Uh-huh.
and then I guess I had tried cycling and I didn't jive with the people. That's what it was. I actually like riding a bike. I like riding a bike a lot. It's fucking fun. It feels like cheating, dude. I fucking think it's enjoyable. And
Yeah. Have you been riding a lot lately or?
I've been riding my fun bike. My gravel bike needs to get work done. I rode it in the rain and then didn't fucking clean and it's all rusty. And everyone who's a cyclist right now is probably like, oh, I'm gonna get a message from like Liz Allen or somebody, and they're gonna be like, Jimmy, what the fuck? Like a serious cyclist is gonna get pissed at me for saying that.
Oil
Actually,
can.
Basic's a serious cyclist now. He did 100-miler, so he did or a century. They call him centuries.
Oh, he did a hundo, a bike hundo.
Props to Bessic. Yeah, like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Can we call
did
it a
a third-
bundo? That's that. Like
I did a bike. I did 30 the other day. So,
Ooh,
and I did
That's
20
like,
this morning and then ran 5 tonight. So
that's sick. That's sick, bro.
So
I did a century back in the day, and it was really hard on my ass. I think that was
Ooh.
an enduring thing. It was painful.
Oh, I also one time I rode my bike from Buffalo, New York.
Oh,
No
Did I ever
way.
tell you guys that? Oh.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, go ahead. Listen, I gotta pee. Do you want to tell that story while I go to the bathroom? For 2 minutes?
Oh, it's going to take longer than that, Jimmy. Save it up.
You're like the mighty Hudson, or no, was it Lake Ontario? No, was it Lake Erie? Lake
Erie.
Wait, which lake is it? Is
The
it Lake
Erie was
Yeah.
angry that
Lake
morning.
Erie. Lake Erie was angry that when Niagara Falls was a lovely shade of gray.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I stepped up to the podium
Oh
to accept my award, but alas, I was dreaming.
God.
All right.
So who killed the KLF?
Who killed the KLF? Wait, what's the KLF?
I have no fucking idea. I was hoping. I just thought I was like that. I was
Like
just
the Symbionese Liberation Army? No, the KLF. Isn't that like Dutch Airlines or something?
I
That's KLM.
That's KLM. Thank you.
KLM, yeah.
Or Virgin Atlantic.
My Google machine's working really slow right now. Probably gonna have like 54 tabs open right now. Jesus fucking
The king
Christ.
of somebody Google that shit.
Listen, you know how like people like I'm a chaotic person, I guess, because like everything in my life is chaos, and I'm looking, I got all these fucking tabs open, so I'm like, oh Jesus Christ, how that my computer's probably about to crash. That's why it's always like your connection's unstable, and I'm like,
Oh yeah.
Page, hold on, I'm not gonna fuck with this right now. What is KLF?
KLF are a British electronic band who originated in Liverpool in the late 1980s.
Ooh,
Why did they get killed?
that's not.
Did they get killed?
Power.
Oh, Fight the Power?
Is that
Last train to
KLF?
the Trans Central.
The last train to Clarksville?
No, that was
Who
the
asked that
Monkees.
question? Is it a British person who asked that?
Well, it's Scotty Coomer, so it could be a musical picture question.
Okay.
I'm gonna just Google that shit. I guess we shouldn't say that.
My Google's really slow right now.
I don't know. There's a documentary. So, here.
They burned 1 million pounds in 1994, apparently.
Whoa.
James Brown's in it. Yeah. Oh, the rise and fall. Come on. The rise and fall of the KLF in the boy.
Well, they really
I guess
they wanted it was them. They killed their own legacy. They deleted their entire back catalog in 1992
Wow.
and wrote a vow of silence on a car which they promptly pushed off a cliff.
Huh.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
They killed themselves. Not literally. They killed their band, though.
Wow.
Now, Jimmy's going to go deep on this because it's music, right?
Yeah, I who knows? I may actually
3 a.m. All right, that was their big hit. I knew it was like one of those like 90s one hit like banger jams that like okay.
Okay,
So I bet I had a lot of friends who probably saw these guys and they would take tons of Mitsubishi ecstasy and stuff and probably just dance all night.
huh.
Scotty Coomer's into the KLF. That's cool. Scotty's got an extensive record collection.
Okay, he does.
He does.
He does. Mine are all up on my wall.
Justified and ancient. Huh. What time is love? What time is
so
love?
That's a good one. Who killed the KLF? All right.
Okay. All right. So that's good. Why was everybody kung fu fighting?
Ooh.
No, nobody asked that question, but that's a good question.
Oh, because I was going to say because those cats was fast as lightning.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was a little bit frightening, if I
Yeah.
recall. Yeah.
And they were cats too. Did I say they were cats? Those cats
Yeah,
were fast.
those cats. These expert timing. Yeah.
Why does it hurt so good?
Somebody did ask that.
Yeah,
Why
that's
does it hurt so good? Who asked that?
Pop-Tarts.
Oh, Robert Jeffers. Yes.
Yes.
Why does it hurt so good? I think pain is a touchstone to spiritual growth. No,
No, I
pain is
is weakness leaving the body, but it's something that we
That's
see,
so
right?
Goggins. That's so Goggins that you just.
I know,
Oh my
I know,
God.
I know. I'm sorry. I just blah blah blah.
I'm gonna out Goggins you right now because
That
who's gonna
little
carry the
bitch running
boats?
away.
Who's gonna carry? Who's gonna carry the boats?
Yeah, who's going to carry the canoes?
Did you
Why
see
does
the
it hurt
thing
so
that,
good?
that Tobias put up on the fan page of the guy finishing second at the
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
somebody gave him a paddle in the crowd as he was like running down to the finish line. He stopped at the finish line and was
But what is the significance of that?
I think he's a cultural listener.
Yeah, I'm seeing it right
Must
here.
be. I would
Has
I
to
would
be.
say.
Baptiste
Some French
Chassain
dude.
takes second. Yeah,
Mm,
Baptiste Chassain.
yeah,
He's got an oar and he's paddling at the finish line.
yeah.
Oh my God, I love this guy.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm just gonna hop in my douche canoe. I mean, finishing UTMB is that's douchebag level or ultra running, I would say.
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, because and the only reason it's douchebag because you're going to tell everybody that you did it.
You have
It's going
to
to come up. It's going to come up in your next 4 out of 6 conversations because I
Oh,
know you.
It's got to.
That's
I know
right.
you, random UTMB finisher.
That's right. Get the tat.
I think I'm going to go and hike. I think I'm going to go and hike that trail and do it in like 4 or 5 days, like a normal person.
Mm. God.
I know
Well,
some
that's-
people did it. They said it was great. They finished like 10 days before the race. So they
Yeah,
got out of town.
that's what I was thinking. I don't know if I want to see that whole. I know people are like, "Oh, dude, you did Western States. You went to Western States," and like, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, "Yeah, I guess it's cool. I don't know. I don't. I like that post on your boy Scott Jurek and whatever. It's like the here you know this is going to be an old school ultra if it's like this is the race director. It's like an old guy with a mustache. It's like and the guy kind of looked like Tropical John. Like he looked like old school race directors, whatever. Let me see if I can find this. But the dude wrote or here it is. Oh, well, Tony commented, sweet. So yeah, I said, so the dude's like, you signed up for an old school race when it's like, this is the race logo. And it's like the shittiest logo with the shittiest font. Like, you see ultra shirts from like, I'm thinking of like, it's like the Wasatch logo from like 1988, dude. Like, it's like, yeah, this is the RD. It's a guy with a mustache. This is a promotional photo. It's like a really beautiful picture, right? But it's like, yeah. Hammer Nutrition is a sponsor.
Oh yeah, Hammer, right?
When was the last time you guys saw Hammer at a race? I haven't seen Hammer at a race in like 10 years, dude.
They
I
used to
still
always
use
be there.
Hammer.
They were always there.
You perpetual. I was gonna say like I was
Oh,
gonna come to
no.
a table to be all Hammer shit. And I'd be like, I think I'm good on this aid station. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
pass.
Yeah. Perpetuum, I read the brochure on that and I was like, oh, this is the stuff for me. I tried
It's
it.
got soy in it.
I've never shit that much that quickly in my life. I bought
It
a whole
tastes awful though too.
I bought a whole tub of it and I'm like, okay, yeah, this is for the long grind. They say, oh, you just mix it thicker and you do this. I would have that. It was like drinking Drano.
Pudding.
Oh my
Oh
God.
God.
And I tried it like 3 times and then I gave it away. I was like, I can't do
That's
this.
I think it's like
So, dude,
water and maltodextrin mostly, right?
Oh.
In this.
But I still buy the goo.
Wait, doesn't it have soy? Doesn't it have protein in it? Is that what's the other? Or
They might have some protein, but they had another.
but it's like
another
soy-based
drink.
protein, which I think soy upsets a lot of people's stomach, right?
It
Yeah.
has rat
I
poison.
mean, I can handle soy because I'm not a bitch, but whatever.
I guess I am a bitch.
It didn't make
But
me
also
sick, but it was awful.
a
It was
baller.
really. It was.
So, Art, you know how you always talk about being a lazy vegan, right?
Yeah.
I'm like a lazy vegetarian right now. Like I had bacon a couple times last week, but like I don't eat really meat anymore. It's kind of weird. Like I think
Yeah.
meat's kind of gross now.
I've gotten lazier in some respects.
Except for bacon, because bacon and then if like bacon's amazing, dude.
Yeah, I guess I haven't had
I know
bacon.
I'm just craving the salt. I'm probably just craving the salt, dude.
It
It's
is.
probably
Probably
salt.
That's all
Yeah.
about the salt. You might
Yeah.
as well like eat a shaker of salt,
Beef
Um,
jerky.
if you can
But
find
pigs
it.
are mean, dude. Pigs, you know what? Pigs are mean. I can justify eating pigs, bro. I'm like anti-kosher. I'm just gonna eat pigs from now on.
Fred, did you pick up on that?
I missed that. I'm sorry.
I said
what'd
if
you say,
you
Art?
can, the shaker of salt, if you can find it.
Okay.
If
you're-
Margaritaville, Jimmy.
Yeah, if you're searching for it. So
Searching for my lost shaker of salt. I actually go back to those days, so I can. My first concert, Jimmy, was Jethro Tull right after Aqualung came out. So,
Oh,
Jimmy's frozen.
Jimmy is frozen, but at least he's smiling.
Post-race meal
He's
was like a
unstable.
pot of chili. And I immediately was like, oh my God, it's freaking Nipmuc, right? And then, yeah, so it's gotten, it's pretty funny. Here we go.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jimmy, what was your first concert?
Ever?
Yeah.
I actually got into. Yeah.
I saw Living Color, the band Living Color at Villanova, at the field house at Villanova University in like 1989
was
or
that
90.
like Handyman or Homie the Clown or what?
Oh God, no, that's in Living Color.
That was in Living Color. Living Color was a rock band. They rock.
No, Living Color was a fucking amazing band. They had to put out Cult of Personality and
yes, I know.
I don't know. I just remember it was like it was an all ages show at the Villanova Fieldhouse, and it was like I want to say it started earlier. I want to say it started at like 6 o'clock or something, and like tons of kids went. And I remember just like that was like a lot of my friends' first concert.
Okay,
we all like kind of went. I had 14 or 13 or 14. Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
I was 14 at my first concert at the Jethro Tull concert.
And so, Fred, what was your first album?
Where'd you see Jethro Tull?
I saw Jethro Tull in New Haven in '71, right after Aqualung came out.
Huh.
No, New Haven Convention Center?
Oh, no, it was the New Haven Arena, which has been torn down. And then they put up
New Haven
Coliseum, and then they tore that.
So, okay, so that's the one from
the
the
2 generations back.
Fish played a really good show in like 95 at the New Haven Coliseum or whatever it was called. Yeah. Were you at that?
So, Fred, like let's jam a little bit on the music here. What was your first album that you ever bought, Fred?
That I ever bought or was ever bought for me?
Or that you had? First album
first
that you
one
had,
I ever had was Surrealistic Pillow by the Airplane. Second one was Cream Years.
So that's by Jefferson Airplane?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Cream and Disraeli Gears. Those are wow.
And Jimmy, what was your first?
I had older sisters.
First, I got for Christmas in 1983. I got the Eurythmics and Van Halen 1984.
Well, I like the Eurythmics.
I was into weird music as a kid, dude. Like I just remember, I was really into like Eurythmics and Talking Heads as like a fucking 6-year-old, 7-year-old. Yeah, visually their fucking videos were so good, dude. And like when you're a kid and you're like, what the fuck is this? Like a cow in a field? The fuck is this? Like it's some weird shit, dude. And I think it's like made me weirder. Like I really appreciate like, and of course Eddie fucking Van Halen, dude. Like Van Halen was the fucking biggest band in the world. I think going into 1984 with that album was fucking insane.
And plus, he always had hot chicks on his video. I got my pencil. Give me something to write on,
dude. That's hot for teacher. I was like, if this is what teachers look like, I'm definitely going to be a teacher, dude. This is great.
And plus, that drum
that did not pan out, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I remember I made Eddie Van Halen's guitar, the 5150 guitar, you know, the red with the black and the white stripes. I made one out of a paper plate and put it on a yardstick and would like fucking run around the house and like fucking rock out, dude, and like get in my brother's face and be like, yeah. And like play Eruption and shit. Like, yeah, dude. Yeah.
That opening drum line on
those were the first two bands.
Is pretty good.
What's that?
Right? That opening drum line.
The drum part. Dude, Eddie Van Halen is he's one of the best guitarists ever.
Yeah.
That band is insane, dude. That band is insane. And Diamond Dave, I love Diamond Dave. Have you ever heard his podcast? Did I ever tell you about when me and Lee Stewart did we tried to do the whatever that one trail up in Massachusetts, the Metacomet Monadnock, whatever. He brings a battery pack so we can like listen to music the whole time. So he's like really big on 80s music. We took a break from 80s music at one point. We probably listened to like 9 hours of 80s music. And he put on, he's like, oh, do you want to hear Diamond Dave has a podcast? And I'm like, what? And it's just David Lee Roth riffing on shit, dude. It's fucking hilarious.
Wow.
But like conspiracy theory kind of esque, like, and like very meta. Like he's fucking weird, but he's awesome, dude. If you want some good laughs, I would listen to the Diamond Dave podcast.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
There you go. You heard it here.
And then
tell him Jimmy Mack sent you.
The first albums I ever bought with my own money I think I was 10, and I walked up to House of Music, which was the local record store in Havertown, Pennsylvania, and I bought The Cure's Head on the Door and The Smiths' Meat is Murder.
Wow.
Those were the first two records I bought, yeah. And then like after that, like I remember my babysitter got me into a lot of music. Christy Underwood and her boyfriend Al were awesome, and they got me into like the Grateful Dead and like they were really big in, oh God, so like this was like 1986, 1980, like Edie Brickell and a lot of like new like 80s hippie type stuff like that, whatever. They were big into like UB40, like a lot of reggae and shit. Like yeah, I had a babysitter. They really turned me on to a lot of cool music when I was little.
Cool.
And they would let me stay up and watch fucking like 120 minutes and Headbangers Ball and all that shit. So
I would drink cooking sherry when I was babysitting. I'd like hit up the liquor cabinet.
I would be like, "Where's all the vanilla extract?" Fucking
pass out on the couch.
That is a true drunk. You are a true drunk, aren't you? I'm so glad you're sober when you tell me shit like that.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh my God. Drinking cooking sherry.
I would hit their.
That's for the snapper soup, dude. That's for the snapper soup, bro.
Oh,
what else do you put sherry in? Or like you cook with it, I guess, right?
I don't even know. It said sherry and I thought alcohol. So
whenever I would go to like bookbinders or whatever, or seafood places in Philly, and they'd have like snapper soup, they would have like a little bit of, you put like a couple shots of the sherry in it, right?
Yeah. I just remember. Yeah. Yeah. Julia Child with their cooking sherry.
I think when I was 8, I would hit that a little too hard.
Oh, yeah. I was about 8 or something. But my first album was
I'd be under the table eating saltine packets and be like, "Don't look at me."
my first album was the Guess Who, American Woman.
Good album. Yeah.
That was my first. So
American Woman gonna mess your mind. Yeah.
Sure do. They sure do.
Yeah. All right.
They were from Winnipeg, I think they came down here and fuck, what's going on? What's going on in the US?
Were they from Winnipeg?
They most certainly were.
Get the fuck out of here. Really?
I just heard what's his name? Randy Bachman do a guest DJ thing on some station, and he said they were from Winnipeg.
Hold it. Was Randy Bachman from Bachman Turner Overdrive?
Yeah, he was in the Guess Who. Yeah,
he was taking care of business. This was before he was taking care of business.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Burton Cummings is. I used to work at a print shop. I used to run an offset printing press many, many years ago, and the dude who owned the shop was so into the Guess Who, and he's like, Burton Cummings is one of the greatest songwriters of all time. I'm like, dude, they have like 2 songs, dude. I'm like, are you fucking serious? He's like, they were at Woodstock or whatever. I'm like, oh my God, dude, whatever. Like
they were, but they have like 4 songs, Jimmy. There's got to be.
They
4.
do. They have.
They played They played at Woodstock.
No Time, right?
That was his always.
No Time.
He would try. That would try to be his mic drop statement. I'd be like, pick that mic back up. I don't give a fuck. A lot of shitty bands played at Woodstock, dude.
True. Shannon Now was there. She's Come Undone. That was another one, right? That's the
And then let's see.
American Woman.
What? Oh yeah, American Woman, of course.
Laughing.
No Time.
No Time. I should laugh, but I cried.
Right.
No, come on. They were good.
Yeah.
You know who else is from Winnipeg or maybe Edmonton? Rick James, right? And Neil Young.
Oh, yeah. Neil.
Are they from Winnipeg or Edmonton or
maybe, I don't know. He's definitely from the prairie somewhere. But that's
Regina.
They had their
vagina.
Right?
No, Regina. That's how it's in Saskatchewan.
Is that French?
You don't say Regina, it's Regina. That's what I was told, dude.
Yep, that's true.
What I was told.
So when I was in second, I was a very precocious young man in like first grade, second grade. So I was reading ahead of my class. So I didn't pay much attention to what they were teaching because I already knew all that shit. And then they asked us to read some words. And they put up the word Virginia, and I raised my hand and I said, vagina.
Nice.
So half the class laughed and half the class didn't know what I was talking about. So,
and the teacher put you in counseling.
That's right. They put me around a cardboard. They put me in a cardboard box.
The most important thing, my takeaway is that nobody hissed.
Very
Nobody
good.
booed or hissed. That's fine. That's a win, dude. That's a win, Art. Take that W, buddy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Here's a question then. What's the worst concert you've ever been to?
Linda Ronstadt.
Really?
Oh fuck.
Yeah. She had
Do
a
I make my brown
voice.
eyes blue or no? That's Chris.
No,
Crystal Gale. Who's
no, because like you expect her to like play some of her songs that you fucking heard of,
Like you're no
and this
good.
wasn't that long ago. You expect her to play some stuff that you've heard of. Instead, she tried to sing standards, right? Like, I don't know, like just like all musical standards, like that people sing. And it's like, I didn't come here to hear you sing, all this to
sitting
do
on the dock of the bay?
yeah, like I don't know I forget even what songs it was, like not like Georgia, but like she's just like singing songs that are like, I don't know, just were not like her shit, but I think that it was what she wanted to sing, instead of her. She didn't want to sing like I don't want to be an old man singing Take It Easy, so so she just did her own shit. So that was my worst. How about you guys?
Whew. I've been to so many
That's a
concerts,
bump.
and a lot of them have been bad, dude.
I went to a Dead show one time, and when I got there, they canceled the show. Like Bobby Weir
Ooh.
actually came out and said, "Jerry's sick. We have to cancel the show." That
Oh
was
shit.
bad. That was a bad night in New Haven.
Huh.
Mm.
78.
Wow. I went to a Clint Black concert at Jones Beach. That's country music with I think Reba McEntire was there too, but they had a blackout. The power went out, so they couldn't play. So it was they called it the Clint Blackout. But
But hold on, they got all them fiddles and mandolins and like non-amplified. They could have fucking had like a little hoedown.
Thank you. I thought that he could have played. He could have like, I don't know, done a sing along, a hootenanny, whatever the fuck they do, right?
Clint dropped the ball, dude.
He did. He was like, "Oh, sorry, no. Without the makeup and the special effects and fireworks, I couldn't do this. No, it wouldn't be right."
Wait, Clint's British?
No. I just throw that in there because he was pretentious, so
Yeah.
he's no Randy Travis, right? So
Yeah. So listen, I've seen a lot. I've been to so many music festivals, and I've seen so many like really bad jam bands. But like, actually bought a ticket for and like to go see a band. I've walked out of a Disco Biscuits show. Do you know who they are? I don't really like jam bands. That's like I like Fish. That's it. Like I don't count them because they're the best band in the history of music. So so Fish is the only jam band I like, and I've been to like other jam bands, and I'm just like they all suck. I don't know why I don't like any of them. People are like, you don't like Billy Strings, you don't like Goose. I'm like, no, they all suck. I think they all suck. I'm sorry.
Really?
I don't
I
like
like
the tone
Goose.
of their,
I think Goose.
I don't
is
like
pretty
any
good.
of them. I think Goose is too polished, man. I think they're a bunch of rich kids who can fucking be more richer, I guess. I don't know.
I think they should go fuck themselves, right?
I just don't
That's
like.
what
I mean, like they write cool songs and like good hooks, but they're not. I just don't like them. I don't know what it is. I think. I mean, I only have space in my heart for one jam band, which I've seen 70 fucking times. So apparently, I really like them.
Oh, I've been to some bad ones, but I just can't remember which ones they were because they just.
But yeah, Disco Biscuits are like an electronica jam band, whatever. And like, I just remember like everybody was like on something, and I was like, this is not my fucking vibe. I'm out of here. But then I saw them again like a year later, and they were fucking awesome. So maybe it was the venue I saw them at. I saw them at the God, where did I see them the first time? Maybe like the Trocadero in Philly. It was like this little club that was like, I don't know. But then I saw them at Zellerbach, or what was there's an auditorium on University of Penn's campus that the sound is amazing in there. It's where they do like operas and shit or whatever. And that concert was great. And I stayed for the whole thing. So sometimes bands just have bad nights. Sometimes the crowd sucks. But I mean, I've been to probably 500 fucking concerts. So you're gonna get bad ones, I've been to a lot. I like music. I probably went to 20 this summer. I just saw Iron and Wine. I saw Fish 6 times. I saw Trey with the Boston Symphony Orchestra. That was one of the best shows I've ever been to. With JJ Duran.
How was that? That was good.
Oh.
I hung out with JJ and his wife Shannon, and we broed down and we watched. Everyone. It was a sitting crowd. It was at Tanglewood, so Tanglewood's amazing.
Oh yeah.
People try to like out picnic each other. Like, you see the fucking setups that people bring in there to like the picnic and like throw down. Like, that's like tailgating brought to like the next level. Like, people bring in like tables. Like, they bring in a whole like carts, with like all their like china and glassware and shit. So you can like set it up in there. It's amazing.
Yeah.
That place is great. Yeah. So I saw Trey there with the Boston Symphony Orchestra, and it was amazing.
I saw Jackson Brown there.
Oh, cool.
I think it was Jackson Brown. What? Fuck. Was it Jackson Brown who I saw there? Who
James
played
Taylor.
there?
I get them too confused. James Taylor.
Thank you. James Taylor.
They look like each other a little bit.
Yes. James Taylor. I knew that didn't sound right to me. So yeah, I saw, and James Taylor's pretty famous playing there too.
I was gonna say, he plays there a lot, actually.
Yeah, that was good. Hey, I wanted to wish Miles Victors some luck. He's going to be running Wasatch 100 on September 6th. So we want to wish him
Miles.
luck on that.
That's a Friday race. That's a tomorrow. That starts tomorrow, Friday morning.
Yeah. So
they give you a lot of time, I think.
This episode will probably come out like 3 or 4 weeks after he's done. The way we've been going lately. So, there's that.
Don't edit it. Just put it out, man. Just put it right out.
Yeah. Okay. And then also, I also had something else. I have another somebody else who's doing, Jimmy, now you're doing a fundraiser for cancer, right?
Yes, I am.
Tell us about that again.
So a couple years ago, we did a fundraiser for a family member that was sick with pancreatic cancer, and so we did a fundraiser to help his family out. And I think we raised like $1,200 and threw it together real quick. And I remember Dr. Boner, Thaddeus came up from Long Island, and Bill Odendahl, Jamie Miller, Jamie McCusker, Freddie Marolo. Who else was there? I'm missing Matt Peterson, Art Byram, I say Jamie Miller, and then a bunch of people started with us and then kind of dropped off, like Ashley Blaine and I'm forgetting other people's names. Who else was with
that's
us?
right. There were a couple of people who started and then
dropped.
Right.
Yeah. So we're doing another one and a couple weeks, and this one we've already raised I think almost like $1,100, whatever. Donate to that if you get a chance. I guess we'll throw a link up or whatever.
Yeah, that would be great
on the Culture page too, or whatever. We'll throw one in the show notes. What was the other thing? And that's the thing. I reached out to Billy Odendahl because I know Billy, Billy's brother and mother have both passed away from cancer, and then my mom. I lost my mom to cancer too. So it's like one of the top 3 things that's going to get you, right? If it's not, if you live long enough, it's cancer, dementia, or heart disease, right? So so let's fight all 3. Get healthy, and donate to fund cancer research, because it's it's a big deal. So
good.
Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
no, that's yeah, definitely. So we'll if we could put something up there, that would be on the show notes, that would be good. Let's see. I'm sorry, I am really bad at now I can't find it. So I will have
more questions. I just found the questions thing here.
Yeah. No, I think we got to put a pin in it at this point.
All right.
Put some lipstick on this pig, because somebody's got to be in bed fucking in 10 minutes. I'm in bed fucking in 10 minutes.
I didn't even realize how late it was.
At least in bed.
Legit having so much fun with y'all that I didn't even look at the clock fucking once, guys. I'm so in the moment.
Yeah. No, it was a good show tonight.
Men talking about their feelings is healthy as fuck.
It is. And if you're out there, like, and you're you have a pulse and you're human, you're probably struggling with some shit of some kind, right? So know that you're not alone in that struggle, and that it's a universal human experience. And just like a long run, sometimes we think it's a lot worse than the reality is. So hang in there, and reach out to some friends, and and we're your friends too. So
give Jimmy a call.
Fucking call Jimmy anytime.
Listen, give me a shout, and I'll
go to his house.
I'll explain to you how my life's been over the last 4 years. And you'll be like, wow, fuck, I feel so much better now.
Yeah, that's right.
So give me a shout, and I'll fucking make you feel better.
That's right. You think it's bad? Fuck. Yeah. You have no fucking idea.
Your life could be me.
It's So
no, I mean that was all seriously. Give me a shout, like whatever. If you're struggling with alcohol, fucking, I quit that shit, and I know Art quit that stuff 4 decades ago or whatever. But fucking call him, give me a shout. We'll chop it up. Or if you just feel shitty, like whatever. I feel shitty sometimes.
Yeah. The bottom line is that you know what, we're not alone in as we go through life, right? So
that's right.
Unless you want to be, then that's cool.
Unless you want to be, and you should take some time to be alone, as mentioned.
Yeah. Although I ran with Jeff Grant the other day because I ran into the canal trail here or whatever. So I run out. Jeff Grant's running the other way. So I run with him. Before I know it, we're doing like 7-minute miles. I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
I was gonna say. Yeah.
And then like a week before, I ran into like Mike Dolan. I ended up running, and I'm the same thing. I'm like, we're running like 6:40 pace, Mike. Like, what the fuck? And I remember meeting Mike. I met Mike on the canal trail, just running one day. I was training for Boston. We were both training for Boston back in like 2018. And this dude just sidles up on me. He's like, man, you're keeping a good pace. I don't have a watch on right now. What are we doing? I was like, we're doing like 6:45. And he's like, sweet, man. What are you doing? I was like, Boston in like 3 weeks, whatever. He's like, me too. And we just start talking. Turns out it's fucking Mike Dolan, the mayor of, could be the mayor of, probate judge.
Probate judge of Hamden. Which is a good gig. Good gig. I hope he gets
whenever I run into one of my buddies on the canal trail, they always make me run a little bit faster than I want to.
God, I hear you. I ran with some dudes and dudettes from Manchester Running Company today. So, which is fun. They're a good.
Was my buddy Dave? Was Dave Fussfeld there?
Oh, he was actually. Yeah,
I love Dave.
did see Dave. Yep,
Dave's awesome.
Yep,
Larry
I saw.
David.
I saw Dave. I saw my friend Suresh 2 days in a row.
Oh wow,
Suresh I hadn't seen in a long time, and I saw him running yesterday, and then walk into Marathon Sports, and he's there as well. So, lots of good people. Melissa Stellato, Blue Bias, like she just did a fucking flyby, so she's always a lot of fun, and a bunch of other people too. So, all right, let's put some lipstick on this pig here. If to all of you guys have any closing arguments?
No, this was a great show. Thanks.
Thanks for having me. I was going to talk about our business model because I found out that Tim Pool was being paid $100,000 a week to do a podcast and a YouTube channel. But
that's oh yeah. So that's a good point.
All he had to do was echo Russian talking points, like say we should get out of Ukraine right now. $100,000 a week.
Hold it. What? No, I'm not saying that.
It's like, wait a minute.
I will not say that.
100,000. I wouldn't say it for $1 million.
I wouldn't say that. And that's a difference. That's why you guys, this is the content that you have come to expect from us. So call 203 Dog Gent today with your Cultra Karaoke. We'll make you podcast famous, or you can donate to, we're 112% listener supported. So if you'd like to, first of all, thank you to all of our Patreons out there. You guys are wonderful. And I think we're going to throw some of that money to cancer research, and some other, some other cool shit. So, probably like a new canoe or something. Shortly.
We're not supported by Putin.
Yeah. We are not fucking Russian supported. Okay. Not like, we're not a running podcast that is supported by that, and we're not fucking selling out to corporate raiders. But if they wanted to call us and leave a message, I mean,
Hostile takeover.
whatever, the stockholders will see how they take to that, allegedly. Anyway, if you've made it this far, of course, seek professional help, and we will see you all in a mile.
Mile and a half. All right.
All right. Hey, you know what? I want to get a magic 8-ball that can actually talk.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, Patreons. Fucking help us out here, okay? We needed a talking magic 8-ball because this is a podcast.
Situation cloudy. What would it sound like? What does it say? Like,
it would sound something like Cultrabot. It would say something like, as I see it, yes.
No, it would sound like a 1980s like phone operator from like chewing gum. Like, now, honey. Can I make a collect call? Yeah. Okay. Who's the call to? Hey, mom, come pick us up. The movie's over. Remember doing that? You remember doing that? I guess you guys didn't have to. You guys have that in the 70s.
Yeah.
We would have it.
Yeah, they did.
We would call up. Collect call from Art, and then like the answer is no. That means that it's time to come pick us up.
There you go.
All right, guys. Well, that was lots of fun, and that was good, right? So I think I'm gonna try to get. I want to get the sock guy on.
Yeah, get the sock guy on.
Yeah, and then also I also
hear
reached
about
out
these buttery ass socks. They sound great.
Yeah, they are. I guess they are. I got them right here. So here you go.
On your feet.
Cross between Features and Belega.
That's right. This is the bastard child of Features and Belega. So,
and what are they called?
It's called Joggology.
Joggology.
I hate to say it, man, but I wore them for years, and some of the worst foot problems I had in races was when I wore Stance socks. Man, Stance fucked me up.
Oh,
really?
So I did hear a story that some girl like in the Glastonbury River Runners page said. She said, I'd come for the run tonight, but unfortunately, I was trying to make sure that I had everything packed for my run tonight. And I opened up the freezer and this big ice pack fell out and then smacked me right in the middle of the foot. And it's fucking killing my foot. And she says, and then ironically, I have to use that same aforementioned ice pack to treat the swelling in my foot.
Oh,
the one that fell out, she has to now fucking... That ice pack's making it her bitch, right?
That sounds like if O. Henry was an ultra runner, that would have been one of his stories.
That would be.
Yeah. Fuck.
That's an O. Henry. That's an O. Henry fucking ironic plot twist right there.
Oh my God. It was pretty that was like I said, this is the best and saddest story I've ever heard. So but anyway, so we're gonna have some socks guys and maybe some the guy from ASICS on. So,
well, socks and shoes.
Yeah.
It's all right, dude. Tobias is doing a semester in Switzerland.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So we ran. When I ran with Bessic a couple weeks ago, he ran with like a mile with us, whatever. And I was like, oh, dude, I'm so psyched for you, whatever. He's over there for forestry school for UVM.
Oh my gosh,
semester abroad. And
that's nice.
We have to get him to We got to get him to do like our foreign correspondent.
Oh, right.
Reporting live from Switzerland.
Instead of man on the streets, like man on a mountain. We'll make him go up to the Alps because he's in fucking Switzerland. I mean, he's in he's in what is this? Oh, yeah, he's in Bern. Okay, he's in Bern.
We'll have to say yodel, motherfucker.
Right?
Let's hear that yodeling.
Go into that forest and find where I want you to drink a cup of Swiss Miss while you're talking to a Swiss Miss. Okay. Let's go.
Your mission, if you decide to accept it, is to go in there and be adopted by a wolf.
There it is. I love that. A Swiss wolf.
That's right.
It speaks German a little bit funny and it's hiding a bunch of gold. We don't want to talk about it though.
Yeah, that's right. And by the way, where's my watch, motherfucker?
So, dude, was it what are Swiss watches? The best watches in the world are Seikos, right?
What?
Like in terms of like, I remember reading this a little while ago. In terms of keeping time, Seiko watches like consistently like scored better than like Rolex and Philip Patek and like all those
No.
fucking like fancy watches. Yeah,
Koros
dude, I
has the
remember
best
reading.
battery life.
Oh, fucking Koros. Oh, sorry.
Oh man.
It's not a cult. It's not a cult.
It is the best though.
Dude, my watch is great. Like it still holds a charge like pretty well. Like I don't know, man. That thing's 5 years old. I'm still rocking a Sunto 9. The charging cable, I freaking lost it, and I was like, oh, shoot, I don't have a watch. I got it next day. Amazon charging cable.
Here's a rich guy problem. I got a Garmin 7, and watch this shit.
Oh, what's that? Is that like a headlamp?
It's a
You got a
flashlight.
headlamp on? You got a Kogala? What do you got a Kogala on your fucking watch?
It's
on your wrist?
it's a flashlight on my watch.
I'm blind. I'm blind. I'm tripping now.
Yeah. It's
Garmin 6 does not have that. I can tell you.
Yeah.
no. This makes it worth the fucking $1,200 or whatever it costs.
I'm such a douchebag. I put the analog face on the fucking on my digital watch.
Yeah, me too. I have
Do you
an
do
analog
that
face
too?
on mine.
Okay. All right. I
always
may
thought-
do that.
When I was a kid, anyone who had like a regular watch like that, I thought was super fucking fancy. Because like for whatever reason, like I was like 8 before I could finally figure out like or like 9. I was like old and I was like, fuck, I still can't figure out this clock shit. Like what the fuck is this? Like why is it not in base 10? Why is it? Yeah, I don't fucking understand.
My
So-
kids are like that though. Like they'll ask me what time it is, and I'll say like 6:45. They're like, just fucking say what time it is. You know, say 6:45. Why would
No,
anybody
it's
say?
Why are you
Of
making me
course, I
do
love that
math?
shit.
Yeah,
Oh,
I like British people will they'll be like, oh, it's 11:30. I'm like, so is that 11:30 or 10:30? Is it half to 11 or half after? I don't understand you.
it's a fortnight after a crown time.
Oh, it's half noon. I'm like, so is that 12:30 or 11:30?
It's-
What are we doing? Are we having lunch? What the fuck?
The one prior to supper. What the fuck is supper? Is it dinner or is it lunch?
Supper is dinner.
Fuck, what is it? Come on. Sock guy on.
Yeah, I spend a lot of time. We should get John Von Hoff. Is he still around?
We had him on.
Did you? See, I don't listen to your podcast.
Ah, yeah, we had Mike Fred.
Did you,
We had him
did
on.
you really? No shit.
Yeah, we did. We did. We had our feet fixed.
I'll have to go back and find it. I'll look it up right now on the Culture page and I'll tell the listeners about it.
Yeah. It's a good. It's a good
let's
one.
do a re-listen. We'll do a culture project. All the shows Jimmy missed that he wasn't on, we'll start picking them randomly.
Okay.
And I'll listen to them with people, and then we'll fucking comment. We can do is there like a Science Mystery Theater 3000 type vibe, where we can like talk shit on the episode?
Oh,
while
I
we're
like
listening to
that.
it?
Whenever I don't usually listen to episodes, but when I do, I always find myself saying the same shit that I say. Like I'll hear like
dude.
you saying something, and I'll be like, oh, blah 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 blah, and then all of a sudden there's a pause, and then I say blah blah blah. I say the same.
Dude,
thing.
here's the thing. When you've been ultra running for how long? When did I run my first? So I've been 15 years, whatever, which is not that long, but like I'll start talking about like the good old days and like, yeah, actually, like I started ultra running in the good old days. Like like it ages you, like you're so much older feel like from ultra running, you know what I mean? Like
I hear you.
yeah. Like my stories are like, I sound like somebody in my 60s telling stories because I'm like, fuck, people are like, you did what now? And I'm like, yeah, dude, this pine cone.
I know.
There's nothing else to wipe with. And it was just a fucking pine cone. And I didn't notice that a squirrel was in it. So,
I used to, I was running when okay, so let's put it this way. I went running with Scott Livingston running the Schnipsit end to end one year. And we didn't have a digital map to find our way. We had to use a paper fucking map. And then we didn't have a phone camera. He had a real camera that he had to take pictures of this with. It was that serious. And Fred's like, fucking guys, Jesus
you had a camera?
Christ. Fucking
you didn't have to just drop pictures.
a tripod,
Yeah, you didn't a bunch
Before-
of brushes with you to just.
oh, look at that. There you go.
Right.
I got one of the last one of these and I put it on my water bottle. Do we still do 203 Dog Gin?
We do. They almost took the number away because I wasn't. Oh shit! Thank you.